mean, I think that's what I didn't like about Ace Ventura in this movie as like a kid. He kind of just seems like he does all these like funny, goofy things, but he kind of just comes off as like an asshole.
Yeah. Well,
he takes him to the party, like her friend, and she's like, "Don't embarrass you." What does he do?
I was just telling Melissa, one of the first lessons we learned back at Stanford Law was the modern proliferation of food poisoning claims against wealthy private homeowners. In fact, if one were so inclined, one could make quite a lucrative law practice with little else.
Welcome back to another episode of the Soundscape Sessions. I am Travis, joined once again by my co-host Adam.
you know what I think, Travis?
Please tell me what you think.
Malcolm went out after work. He had a few drinks, and then he came home. But he wasn't alone. There was someone with him on this podcast. There was a struggle, and then he was thrown off that podcast. Malcolm didn't commit suicide. He's right over there on that podcast.
Wow,
That was smooth.
And that's where I was actually supposed to take the sunglasses off. I do have like a CSI Miami moment. Stop, I'm Adam.
Wow, that was quite the intro.
Yeah. I worked on it all night and everything, you know. Glad you guys, glad everybody laughed.
You didn't work on that all night, did you? I got to bed around 4. Also joined by my other co-host, Malcolm. What's going on, buddy?
I just want to say that I don't think it's fair that I have to go after Adam because Adam always kills it with his intro, and then I'm just like, hi.
We could switch it up.
Yeah, I think we should definitely switch it up in the future.
Because Free Talk Friday, I'm last too, you're right.
There's like no way I can follow that up. Like I was like, I got to come up with something like insert witty Malcolm quip here.
How am I going to follow that?
But like, it's not going to like... I can't beat you.
I feel like after I do my thing, it'd be like, and introducing Malcolm. Well, the movie came out in 1978, and it was all, and just like say a bunch of like very interesting facts about it and stuff, like production wise.
No, I can't. No.
Well, anyway, we're talking about Ace Ventura today. This was my pick. I personally adore this movie. I'm dressed as him, as you can see. I couldn't get the hair right. But my question to you guys is, was this your first Jim Carrey movie that you've seen when you were a kid? Or mine, I think, was The Mask.
You know what? Oh, sorry, if you want to go first, Malcolm.
I think this was the first Jim Carrey movie I saw as a kid, but it's not the first Jim Carrey movie I actually like remember watching as a kid, I guess you could say. Like I remember my parents like rented this from like the video store. Oh, I wanted to see Balto.
Oh, that movie's secret love for that movie. I love that movie.
I was really into Balto as a kid, and I guess the video store didn't have it, and my parents brought home this, and I was not happy. No.
They were thinking, hey, it's got pets,
No.
Right after the first scene, it's just like, whoa.
No.
And you didn't like this when you were a kid?
No.
Fantastic. And now?
No, I can guarantee you don't like it.
Okay, listen, we can get into it anyway. But what about you? What was your first?
Yeah, so like it's actually funny because I'm pretty sure that I saw When Nature Calls first.
I was thinking I might have seen When Nature Calls first too.
Because it was way more like kid friendly, and me and my brother loved that movie. We used to quote it all the time when we were kids. And then I want to say like I watched it when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 11 the first time. And like I said, because I remember being young enough that I didn't get a lot of the jokes.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this isn't really a kid's movie.
No.
The first one is not a kid's movie at all.
Not even a little bit.
No.
But anyway, let's jump into this bitch. Ace Ventura is an eccentric, animal-loving detective who specializes in finding lost pets. I love how he can just have his own profession, like how Sherlock Holmes has his consulting detective profession, just a subgenre of detective. We see his quirky personality and unorthodox methods early on. The words quirky and unorthodox are literally just scraping the surface of this character. Yeah. Speaking of the surface, Snowball the dolphin is missing, and this is not a good thing, guys. This is a really, really bad thing. He's the Miami Dolphins mascot, who is unfortunately kidnapped, and I think there's only one man that can solve this case. What do you think about the whole plot of A missing dolphin. Is that like the best you can do in a movie like this?
Okay, I did want to say something about this missing dolphin bit, right? So it's just like the guy is like, I don't care about the dolphin. It's just the Super Bowl. I got a linebacker who doesn't want to clean his jock strap.
I love the stereotype.
Shit, Roger.
Shit, Roger, you've been in this business a long time.
Shit, Roger. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, like the evil corporate stereotype was a staple in the 90s. Like I feel, especially in Jim Carrey movies too. I feel like there's always some evil corporate old man who's like ruining the fun. But like, don't you think that like this dolphin probably takes. They probably put a lot of money into this dolphin, don't you think?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like buying it, keeping it healthy, feeding it, training it. So you think when it goes missing, they would be a little bit more upset.
Well, they blew their budget and they ran out of things when it came to security. So
yeah, I guess so.
They blew their budget on all that stuff. But speaking of shit, Roger, we meet Courtney Cox. What do we think about Courtney Cox in this movie?
I mean, she's all right.
Not terrible.
Never like.
I had never had a thing for her.
No, I've never like thought she was very great. Like I've never, there's the comment section is gonna light up right now.
I mean, I like her in this movie.
Never been a big fan of Friends.
Yeah, not a Friends guy, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's just never really done it for me too much. But yeah, like she's like good in the movie. She's not like crap or anything.
Well, yeah, she's a fine actress. Like she does her job. Like I mean, I didn't think like her performance definitely didn't break any immersion.
No, but again, I mean, her lines and character weren't. I don't think you could break immersion like how it was written. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, her role is not like a monumental role that's like hard to like portray on the screen, which is like, I don't know. It's like kind of brutal too how they do her character like that. She's just like, you could see how she could take the lead in this story because she's in charge of like finding the dolphin, but she kind of just like takes a back seat with like Ace Ventura and then just like falls in love with him because he's such a huge sex symbol and he's so charming, right?
Well, he's eccentric. He's a tomcat in sheets. Let me tell you, 3 times, Travis.
It's like Eddie's like a dick to her too.
Why? So you can beat him? Fatty.
Yeah, he is. But anyway, her name is Melissa Robinson in this movie. We also meet Roger Podactor, who is played by Troy Evans of ER fame. He's a very important key into this whole thing. And Ace goes to meet them both. And when he does, he finds a mysterious red stone. Ooh. I know, right? So Ace starts to investigate. This is probably my favorite. Whenever he's investigating into scenes and shit, probably my favorite part of this entire movie, with specific parts in between anyway. But he starts to go to the police station, meeting Tone Loc, who is an ally in this. And afterwards, he goes to a Cannibal Corpse concert.
Yes, he does.
I have never seen Cannibal Corpse. Have you guys? I know maybe one of us has seen Cannibal Corpse.
I've seen Cannibal Corpse like 3 times.
So have you seen any Cannibal Corpse? So you've seen enough for all of us then?
Yeah, like one for each of us.
Oh, well, fantastic. Well, anyway, they're playing Hammer Smash Face.
Yeah,
that's the
Hammer Smash Face.
And that's like their most popular song.
One of their most iconic songs. They've played it like every time I've seen them.
When I saw this movie when I was this age, like or young, and I saw Cannibal Corpse, I was just like, how can people listen to music like that?
I remember
that
too.
Yeah. And then, I got into heavier music. But yeah, no, that kind of heavy is just a little bit too heavy for me. But
oh, dude, it's
they're
so good.
dope as hell, man.
There's also a deleted scene where Ace Ventura is actually up there. He grabs
on
the
mic
stage, and he's like doing like.
Actually, I think
like
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it certainly exists. But we're not here to see Cannibal Corpse. We're here to see our good friend Woodstock, played by Raynor Shine. I didn't know his name was Raynor Shine. It's Raynor Shine. But
who are you talking about?
Woodstock is the guy in the aquatic life professional.
The scientist dude.
The scientist dude.
Mandinga?
Yeah.
What you up to, Mandinga?
Yeah, he's awesome. So him and Tone Loc are kind of like allies with Ace Ventura before Courtney Cox comes in. So he's kind of got his own like thing.
His own crew.
Yeah. And I just love how it just like
that guy had a setup, man.
Yeah, dude. Really, really nice.
It looked like CIA.
He had a password that even not Sherlock Holmes, even Ace Ventura couldn't really remember. Yeah. New England clam chowder.
What's the password? New England clam chowder.
that the red or the white?
I can never remember that. White?
Red or white?
The red or the white. That's one that like everybody talks about, and it's just fucking fantastic. So he finds out that there is a specific gentleman who is looking a little fishy, if you know what I'm saying. They're mammals, but you know. So this brings them to the dinner parties. You don't like it, eh?
It's so brutal. It's like such a '90s era like joke where they refer to a dolphin as a fish because like that's like one of those factoids back then where it's like not a lot of people knew dolphins were mammals.
Hey, you know what? You can't win them all.
That damn fish lives better than they do.
So he's a tough customer. But anyway, we go to the dinner. Well, not really a dinner party scene, but just more so just like a fancy like get together. And I think this is where Ace Ventura, where Jim Carrey does most of his improv stuff. My personal favorite being, I'm going to ruin my facts, but I don't really care. My personal favorite being when he grabs the cellist thing and is like nobody, that was not in the script at all. Nothing like that.
I mean, I can't believe that a lot of Jim Carrey's... Like, did Jim Carrey have any lines in this movie? I feel like most of what he does is like improv. I wouldn't be surprised
if most of it was improv. And like Robin Williams kind of deal. I relate them to a lot. But afterwards... and how is everybody feeling tonight? But afterwards, he excused himself to go to the washroom to find a big old fish tank that actually has a great white shark in it. That scared the shit out of me as a kid. Still scares the shit out of me as a kid. Or still scares the shit out of me
as a kid
as an adult, right? So afterwards, Ace explains that he's looking for the ring to Courtney Cox. I keep on forgetting her name. And to narrow things down, we get a sweet montage of every single person that was a part of that particular team. I have it written down somewhere, but we'll get into it. Which one was your favorite elaborate way of like finding out if the ring had one less stone or not?
That's a good question.
My personal one is the chloroform. But then
because that one builds.
Yeah, but like then again, like the toilet scene one's funny. Like the arm wrestling one.
Cool, I believe you asked me. So
I'm just like listing them in case you didn't remember them. I don't know. He said he might. I don't know if he remembers them, so I'll just listen to them. That's actually true.
I don't know. They're all pretty funny. I think like the chloroform one's pretty funny. I'd have to go with like the mailbox one. I think is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. That's actually really funny.
When
too.
the guy just like, then he's just like in there with the fucking lighter.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Trav there. I think when I saw the mailbox one, that genuinely got a laugh out of him. He like pulls it down and like looks in, and it's just, and then you're just like, you have so many questions. Like, how do you get in there?
Right? Yeah. It's a small ass mailbox.
It's like the Rhino in Ace Ventura 2 all over again.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, after this sweet ass montage, Ace is a bit frustrated. To the point where he's even getting into a fight with Courtney Cox, saying, "Yeah, well, you're ugly." Yeah. Things of that nature.
Because they're fatty saddlebags. He's
saddlebags.
That's what. And then like literally they hook up. It's like
well, the things like happen like all like a few things happen in between, but they do hook up pretty quick.
Yeah,
they do hook up pretty quick.
I mean, I think that's what I didn't like about Ace Ventura in this movie as like a kid. He kind of just seems like he does all these like funny, goofy things, but he kind of just comes off as like an asshole.
Yeah. Well,
like he takes him to the party, like her friend, and she's like, "Don't embarrass you." What does he do?
I was just telling Melissa, one of the first lessons we learned back at Stanford Law was the modern proliferation of food poisoning claims against wealthy private homeowners. In fact, if one were so inclined, one could make quite a lucrative law practice with little else.
Immediately embarrasses her, right?
True, right?
Like, well, it's kind of like sad because after they get into a fight, he actually gets like a chance where he's like about to takes off his glasses and everything, and he's just like, "Listen, I gotta talk to you." But remember when I said that that guy Roger Podactor, how he's important?
Yeah.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he dies.
He's dead, and this is my favorite scene personally in the entire movie because this is one of the main times when Ace Ventura displays that he's actually a really, really good detective. Mm-hmm. He's incredibly knowledgeable. And I just really like him. Like, I just really like a good, like, you know, it's like in the end of a Sherlock Holmes video or novel where he just, like, sits all the facts and is like, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, right? It's just, like, incredibly satisfying and shit. And then you kind of notice that, you know, Einhorn's not exactly, we haven't talked about Einhorn, but, like, she's not exactly a suspect yet, but I don't like her there.
I never really liked her watching this movie when I was a kid.
No?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, it actually, there's a lot of like there's a lot of foreshadowing that actually goes into this movie a little bit. Like, you kind of like wonder why the police force is like so incompetent.
Oh, big time.
When you got big guys like Aguado on your force, you know.
And then like like Einhorn in the scene, she's being really dismissive of like Ace Ventura when he's doing his big reveal. When like I do want to say something about this big reveal. I kind of hate how they do that in this movie, because like, yeah, they show Ace Ventura doing the detective work like earlier in the movie, but in like this scene he literally just like explains everything.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, I don't know, I don't really buy it. He kind of just like like I also had a hard time following the first half of this movie
because we were talking all the whole time.
I mean, that didn't help. But there were just like they focused a lot on like Jim Carrey's like goofy beats, which is like obviously what the goal of this movie is. Let's not like
Jim Carrey movie.
But like I also found that the plot was like kind of hard to follow. Like I didn't really understand why they went to that party in the first place.
Well, he had to go research, like he had to see his ring.
Yeah, he was checking out Cam.
It was just another.
But like, why did who pointed that guy out, right?
The Mandinga dude.
Okay, but then he goes and checks out Cam, and he says he knows that it came from the Super Bowl ring. So like, if he knew it came from the Super Bowl ring, why did he go check out?
Because he didn't know that until he saw Cam's ring.
So, but like, what about Cam's ring told him that it was a Super Bowl ring?
He saw the pebble in it.
Yeah.
But Cam's ring wasn't missing a pebble.
I don't
He
think
saw
we're
the
going
same
anywhere
pebble
here.
that he found in the tank. Like I understand, like it's a very, you know,
like
weak plot, but like
it's definitely not a strong plot by any
It's
means.
like, because I don't know if you see like at the very beginning when they take the dolphin out of the tank.
Yeah, he finds the pebble.
Thing, right?
I saw that, but then it's just
so he knows that the pebble that is in the tank came from one of those rings.
Was that guy part of the Super Bowl team?
He was.
He must have been like management or something.
He must
like
have been,
like
right? So you guys are
equipment
assuming that he was, right?
Well,
if he
what
has
else
a
could
ring,
it be?
he has to be part of
But
the
was
team.
it a Super Bowl ring?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. I mean, like I said, I had a hard time following some stuff.
And
in
then
the
Well, I'm
movie.
glad we figured that out.
Later on, when they're actually at the Super Bowl, he's there too, like the rich dude. So he obviously like has to do with the team. I'm assuming he owns it because he's rich as fuck, right?
Okay.
So he might even be.
But
the
they don't
owner.
really make it clear.
No, they don't. No, it's
That's
just
my only
basically
defense.
like, you know, here's the ring and here's the pebble. Like, you know, it's not like. No, they don't beat you over the head with it at all.
They don't really try and put a shine
And
light
well, that's
on the
another
story.
thing too. Like with the whole. I mean, we'll get to it, I guess, when we
course.
talk
Yeah.
to it. But
Well, anyway, after the dinner party scene or whatever, and after the crime scene, Ace Ventura has sex with Melissa Robinson. You're right. It does seem a little bit quick, but that's okay.
speaking back to that too, just like, I mean, I know it's a comedy,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be revved up even more. But like, there's just like fucking, they're banging and like fucking lights are breaking, lamps are getting
Animals are
smashed
watching.
over. It's like,
Yeah.
So over the
because I
top.
love breaking shit every time I fucking have sex. It's like, it's so stupid.
It's
Don't
pretty
kink
good.
shame them, Trav.
That's actually true.
It's like, you're already broke. Now you gotta go buy another lamp.
Yeah.
But before they bang, he notices that there is an extra person in a picture by the name of Ray Finkle, who is a former kicker of the Miami Dolphins who missed a very important kick that made the Miami Dolphins lose this fictional Super Bowl. So after they bang, might be my second favorite part of the movie, when they goes to meet the parents.
Hi, I'm looking for Ray Finkle. And a clean pair of shorts.
What do you know about Ray Finkle?
And we find out that not necessarily like Ray's, like the Ray's parents part is really good, but I just, even as a kid, the one part I always remembered was like that he's in the room and you just hear like that crazy like
And it's wide. Oh, no, it's no good. Ray Finkle blew a 26-yard field goal. I don't believe it. The Dolphins lose. The Dolphins lose. The Dolphins lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just this montage, and like the guy's like, "Oh my god, he missed it! Can you believe it?"
And
it's
then you just
like,
see revenge.
yeah, it's just like it's crazy, and it's like such a great friggin' montage. And then after they're like, "I'm in Crazy Town, and Finkle's the mayor."
I mean, fucking football fans can be pretty crazy.
I love how hard they went with that. Like that affected me as a kid. Like I was just like,
it scared me.
Like that made me like, whoa, and then like, you know, those noises. So
I think for me that was actually the point in the movie where like I was kind of like, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
that's
Nice.
cool. Now you're invested, right?
yeah, like they introduce kind of like the villain of the movie. They give him like
A pretty cool backstory. Not
a
gonna
motive
lie. Yeah.
for like stealing the dolphin and like trying to sabotage the team, and like you feel like kind of sympathetic for him too because his like parents' house is trashed and he's lost his mind
He's
because
lost his way, if you
of
will.
the stress of that moment. Like
Yes.
he got kicked off the team, and it's just like that happens all the time in football. Like you hear it all the time, like in fantasy football especially. Like you have a kicker on your team, and then he misses a couple field goals, and next thing you know, he's been dropped by the team, and you got to find another kicker, and you're just like, what the
that's the
hell, man?
worst.
It was one game.
I got really lucky. Ironically, my kicker last season was Myers, and he plays for Miami. So
There you go.
it was
Well, look
pretty
at that.
sick.
It all ties in.
I know, right? But anyway, Finkle is now a prime suspect. Finkle is now a prime suspect. And Ace is going to try and follow that lead, but Dan Marino is a little bit in trouble. Now, throughout all of this, Lois Einhorn, we didn't really talk about her too much, played by Sean Young. Travis doesn't like her too much. What do you think about Sean Young, Lois Einhorn? Malcolm?
I mean, I think her performance is like pretty comedic.
accurate. It's accurate for what it's probably was expected of her, I think.
I mean, yeah, like when you look at like Jim Carrey and like his performance in the movie, it's like, are you really gonna try and go
And
for
top Jim Carrey.
like, or even are you
Exactly.
trying like do some like grounded sort of character? I think that was probably like if there's anything knock on like Courtney Cox's performance, is like you have Jim Carrey doing this ridiculous stuff, and she's just like, oh well, okay then. Like she kind of just responds very like ad hoc, if you will. Whereas
Has your brother always has a mental disorder?
Yeah.
Since the day I met him.
But yeah, that's perfect because that leads us to the mental hospital scene. So he's just like doing his like most classic like I guess ad-libbing, and I can't. None of that could have been
That's
written down.
gotta
That's
be
like
all
all got to be
Carrey.
improv. And he's obviously just like, you know, like lampooning and stuff. It's not really that funny, but I mean, the 90s, it is what it is, right? But then also, I loved how when he actually goes into Finkle's box of shit, like the music comes back.
The scary
and then
music?
the scary music comes back. It's kind of
Yeah.
like when the sex music comes back,
yeah.
But that's, well, I'll get to that. But anyway, so that part used to always like kind of freak me out as well. And that's when he finds out that Einhorn is actually a missing hiker.
A hiker missing since Friday. Lois Einhorn. Holy shit balls.
That, you know, he's trying to figure it out. So
But like, so can we just talk about that?
yes,
for a
please.
second?
Let's talk about
I
this.
want you guys to
Because the
to be free.
article said, you know, police call off a search for, you know, missing hiker. So it's just like, so I'm assuming she was presumed dead. So they called off the search. So then when she shows up at work, everyone's just like, oh, hey, what's up?
That's,
Yeah.
that's what I thought too. I was just like, so the
Yeah,
police
little
are
plot
searching for this missing person, and then this other person shows up as a detective or a police officer with the same name, and you don't even.
Question? Like, I don't know. It's like,
It's definitely a plot hole in the movie.
big plot hole.
I'm not going to defend it. It's really
You
dumb.
can't. Don't even try
It's
it.
really dumb. and
Don't
I
try
know.
it.
I'm
Even
not-
when I was like younger,
Don't try
that shit never made.
Don't
any
you
sense
give
to
me that shit. Don't you Anakin me,
I have the high
bitch.
ground.
Yeah, you do. You dick. Anyway, you're right. Anyway, so Ace Ventura is in a slump. Is that all you guys want to talk about? I didn't mean. Sorry, I didn't.
No,
want to
yeah,
interrupt.
that was. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
point
yeah,
out
no.
that it doesn't make any sense.
No,
sense.
and you've made your point. Very good. So Ace Ventura is in a slump.
And you made your point. Now
It's very
shut
much-
up.
No. So anyway, Ace Ventura is in a slump. Very much so how I am after feeling defeated after that. It's very true though. So he's in his apartment, just kind of showing what downtime I guess is for a detective. It's not all sunshine and farts, Malcolm.
No, it's
It's
not.
downtime. It's really serious work, Travis. And I guess he's not really getting paid, but the whole time he's trying to figure out the connection between Finkle and Einhorn. And Thank goodness for.
Yeah, that's another thing that.
What do you
makes
think about that? Yeah.
Go ahead, Trev.
No sense to me. No, about the money situation. Like, if you're a detective,
Yeah.
you have to put in so much work before finding what you're trying to find or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and you're not billing people for these hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're just like, nah, pay me when the
I guess
job's
it's
done.
different for animals.
That'd be like
compared
going to
to
see a
humans.
lawyer and then being like, yeah, I got to do all this work beforehand, but like, don't even worry about paying me. Fuck that.
No, hold up. We got something here. The super secret subplot of this movie is that Ace Ventura is actually a nymphomaniac and needs to be paid in sexual favors for his pet detective work.
Love it.
Case
Okay.
cracked.
Fucking nailed that.
That's fantastic. I'm not. Well, that's it, boys. Gotta go home. That's game, set, and match.
This guy, we
that
know who the
was-
true
That
detective
was
is.
really, really good. So there you go. That totally beats my question. What did you think of the reveal and how he figures it out? The dog. Even when I was a kid, if there was one thing that I noticed as a kid, I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like the hair, come on. There's no way.
I was definitely like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. The dog's hair just happens to land on the picture, and he
It doesn't- but it's
immediately pegs this dude for a lady
With a
like,
mustache,
Yeah.
like, that looks like a man.
Yeah.
But anyway, talk about a scene that didn't age well. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you didn't have
Yeah.
to burn your clothes. You just kissed a dude. Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
No kidding.
Definitely.
like-
I think what's funny about that scene now is like how it embodies like the homophobia of the era.
Yeah,
Of the 90s?
absolutely.
Oh, big time, man.
It
And
like fully encapsulates that.
Yeah, and like some of it's like still prevalent today, but just like, oh my god, it's just like so ridiculous. He kissed a man.
How
like,
could they do
He's
that?
like plungering his face.
yeah,
It's like, there's way more shit in that than
Yeah,
there is.
yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, seriously.
I'd kiss a dude than kissing a plunger any fucking day. dude.
legit.
Listen, kiss like
Oh,
20 dudes
man.
before I kiss one plunger. That's the ratio.
That's the ratio.
But anyway, so now we know that Finkle is Einhorn. Your gun is digging into my hip. And
The gum bit, I do still
the
love.
gum bit is great.
And it's just like, even if you did something like that, that's not very harmful. That's just like whatever. It's a lot of gum. Like, it's just a funny little bit. And then I love I know get grossed out by shit like this.
Yeah, I hate
but
it.
when he like just like puts this huge wad
Of
Yeah,
gum.
no,
into like this little.
I wasn't looking for that.
So
though.
gross. And I thought it was cool the thing that you did point out when Einhorn is making out with him or
On the desk.
On the desk. Yeah, I thought that was a really
I never
cool
noticed
fact.
that too. The two apples and the banana.
Yeah,
you
and
want-
they're like kind of like arranged to look like
A dick.
a dick and balls. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the production team of
absolutely,
Ace
man.
Ventura.
That's so funny.
They're
It's
just
actually
like, we don't have much to do, so we'll fucking throw this in there.
What's the craft table saying? Get some
Yeah,
apples.
what's the crab service
Get
saying?
some apples.
What's for
instead.
lunch today?
So Marino's been kidnapped as well. Kidnapped the dolphin, then kidnapped the quarterback. I always say.
Not exactly in that order, though.
Not in that order all
Nah,
the
you never
time.
know. So Ace infiltrates this boathouse docks-looking thing, I suppose, filled with classic Jim Carrey slapstick and everything. The boat with the little propeller, I die every time when he propels down.
Heads up! Hi, Dan.
You're like, heads up. Hi, Dan. And he
Hi,
just like
Dan.
goes to talk to him for 2 seconds just to drop down. Like, he does so many things that are almost like a prank to like
Yeah.
he's like pranking the person with the punchline. It's like hilarious. I don't know, it's like comedy within. That's pretty fucking deep shit.
I find it funny too, where like, because obviously it's well known that Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl, right?
yeah.
Thanks
And
to Lil Nicky.
even in a fictional movie, they couldn't even make him win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's too bad, man.
Like
Sucks to
when
be
they
Dan.
pitched it to him, he's like, "We win the Super Bowl, though, right?"
Oh no, the Eagles had
No,
the Eagles had a
sorry.
really good team that year. Sorry, Dan. Maybe not Miami. Have you ever thought about that? I love Dan Marino though. He's been in.
Oh, he's awesome.
I
yeah.
love him in this. I love him in Nickel Licky.
Nickel.
I don't know how to do. I don't know how to
Little
talk.
Nicky.
Apparently, anyway. So this brings us to our climax. I did not know what hemorrhoids were as a kid, nor did I really know what I was looking at. So
You didn't get that, did you?
No. What did you guys think of the big reveal? I know you talked about it briefly, but I'm going in chronological order here.
Wait.
You said you mentioned about the big reveal, how you weren't a huge fan of it. Or am I just putting words in his mouth?
Yeah, I don't remember this.
Okay, well, either way, I remember wrong. Either way, Einhorn is a man. Turns out that's the big reveal. I think it's
Which the audience had already known that for a time.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
But only Ace Ventura knew. Nobody else knew.
No, I know that.
It was like an inside joke. You know what I mean? Thank you for that. Anyways, so afterwards, a nice little kerfuffle, if you will.
Kerfuffle.
Is that the Canadian term? And proving that once again, you never put your doubts against a pet detective, especially when it's Ace Ventura. So
Or he'll fucking clothesline you.
he'll clothesline you, dude. That was so crazy, wasn't it?
yeah.
That was like almost like a hardcore match, right?
Almost.
But anyway, so Ace Ventura goes back, saves Dan Marino, gets the villain, kisses the girl, and beats the shit out of the Eagles mascot.
Out of Polly.
Out of Polly, the Eagles mascot, and misses the $50,000 bird a second time.
25,000. Wasn't it?
I thought he said 40,000.
You know what? I don't have that written down anyway, but
Irrelevant.
Let us know in the comments.
I have just like 3 quick questions for you guys.
Okay.
Does this movie still hold up?
Trav, you go.
I mean,
If
if I was to watch this, like I guess you did, and you told, like, I honestly thought that we all liked this movie and have seen this movie, so that's why we were doing it. So, but yeah, no, if I was like hadn't seen it when I was a kid and I watched it now, I could see not liking it and not enjoying it.
I get that. A little over the top, wacky.
But yeah, it's just, like it's more nostalgia feels for me. That's why I like it. Why I can still put it on, because like I can literally quote this whole fucking movie. Like that's what I put it on for. I put it on so that I can
Recite the movie.
Honestly, sometimes like when I have shit to do, like some people when you like clean or do dishes and shit, like you listen to music. Sometimes I do listen to music. Sometimes I put on something that I know the movie like the back of my fucking hand.
True.
So that when I'm cleaning and I'm doing dishes, it's like I just hear the audio, but like I'm seeing the scene in my head, right?
Yeah.
It's like us with Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I do the same shit when I go on long drives. Like I literally download a movie and then just play the audio through my speakers because I've seen the movie so many times I can just see the scene in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like, does this movie hold up? I mean, if I were to answer that question, I would say this movie wasn't really good in the first place.
Okay, fair enough. Malcolm's a hard one to please, but that's okay.
I mean, like when I think about movies that like I like, it's like I didn't like this movie as a kid. Like I said, I wanted to watch Balto. God damn it,
dude! Balto is a great movie. I love Balto. Like I've actually spoken about Balto. But anyway, that brings me to my second question. Do you think they could make a movie like this in today's day and age?
No.
No.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you got rid of maybe like the whole Ray Finkle as a man or a girl and all that, cut that all out maybe, and like made it more like, I don't know, even if like the kid friendly route wasn't that bad.
I think like if you made this as like an animated movie and like made it a bit more, I guess, era appropriate, then like it would definitely like it would. I think it would be better almost if they made it today. I think I would like it more if they made it today. If I'm being honest, like,
interesting.
Well, you might just get your wish because they do that with movies all the
oh,
time.
well, there you go. We'll get an Ace Ventura movie that I actually want to watch.
And my final question is this is actually a fun question. What animal-related movie would you like to see Ace Ventura in? My personal one is Homeward Bound. Fucking perfect.
That would be so weird in Homeward Bound.
Like
but
going
like
up to
the animals are talking to each other in Homeward Bound.
So
like,
he can like Dr. Doolittle it and he can understand
well,
them.
then why didn't you just stick him in Dr. Doolittle?
Yeah. Dr. Doolittle's I guess would be an interesting one too.
I mean, now that you mention it, I think that would be my suggestion: is Ace Ventura and Dr. Doolittle team up.
Yeah.
Or they like Dumbledore and friggin' Griswold.
Grindelwald.
Griswold?
Griswold.
So who's
I
the
got
good,
vacation on the mind.
So who's the good guy and who's the bad guy in that? Is Ace Ventura? Ace Ventura is definitely the bad guy.
Ace Ventura is
in that.
100% the bad guy.
So Dr. Dolittle is like, Ace, these animals don't want anything to do with you.
They're telling me, and he's like, I understand that.
Your dog has told me how many times they've watched you had sex, and it's just, you've got a problem, Ace.
I know, it's an absolute problem.
You're blowing all your money on condoms and not dog
Yeah, I
food.
was like, yeah, exactly, right?
And but anyway, I was gonna do.
Wait, Trav, do you have a pick?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Dr. Dolittle.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Dr. Dolittle.
All right.
I said Doolittle. I don't know why.
I was gonna do, and also I was gonna do my fact corner and shit. But we did a bunch of. I actually said a few of them like as we were going out, and I also just kind of wanted to say my favorite facts. So you can play my music if you want. I don't really care. But my favorite fact about this movie is that after the movie's success, director Tom Shadyac, sorry, I'm not pronouncing that right. He was offered over 150 movies in Hollywood.
Wow.
Needless to say, the same happened to Jim Carrey.
That's crazy.
During the movie's DVD commentary, Shadyac says, "There's hope, gang. Just hang in there. If you have basic belief in yourself and can put up with a lot of the ups and downs, it can work." Words to live by.
Definitely.
And I just want to end on this final quick tangent. As we all know, this is one of the 3 movies that Jim Carrey did in 1994.
Yeah, which we talked about on one of our other pods.
Yeah. So realistically, just kind of like a turnaround thing. And the main thing about it that I really liked is that Siskel and Ebert trashed him. And after these 3 movies came out, I think it was by the time that The Truman Show came out,
around. Yeah.
they had made. I think you've all seen the video. They had made a personal episode on him called Clown with Class, and they admitted that they were wrong, and it's something that you don't really see a lot. And the way that the world organically and naturally fell in love with Jim Carrey from this movie carrying onward is just something that I don't think you really see too much in Hollywood these days, and I think it's really magical. So
Yeah.
that's all I have to say about that. Now I never have to talk about this movie ever again. Travis, do what you do.
Well, if you're listening and you're not subscribed, then press that subscribe button.
Boop.
And if you're listening to us on Spotify, press the follow button. And please leave comments, guys, in the please leave comments and tell us like what movies you want us to do in the future.
Absolutely.
We
Please
would love
say Ace
to-
Ventura 2. I'd love to do Ace Ventura 2.
When nature calls. Baby.
when nature calls, we'll
But
do
I
it.
don't think Malcolm's up for that one.
No. I think Malcolm might be on vacation that time.
I'm up for any movie you guys want to
Yeah.
do. I'll put you. You guys watch any movie I watch.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
watch
the
any
rule.
movie you watch. That's the deal.
That's the deal.
That means Spice Road's in our future, people. Anyway,
I'm waiting for it.
distant future.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Adios.
Bye.